Mark Carney's dream of running Canada like a corporate boardroom is falling apart faster than a liberal spending promise. Sure, the 2025 election may have handed him a fragile minority, but Canadians never truly gave him the crown. Now, Judicial. Recounts are tugging at every thread of his so-called victory. And the truth is finally breaking through. This house of cards, built on fraud, manipulation, and elitist arrogance. 11 recounts. 11 ridings where results were either too close or too suspicious to ignore. Each one has the power to flip a seat. Each one chips away at Carney's illusion of legitimacy. He's not a prime minister. He's a placeholder, a globalist placeholder, holding the pen while the real authors of policy hide away in Davos. If you're still watching, you're clearly someone who cares about accountability. If you're tired of the media spin and want sharp, no-nonsense commentary on the issues that actually matter, hit that subscribe button. Let's hold the powerful accountable, spark real conversations, and make our voices louder. Don't just watch. Be part of the movement. And then there's Alberta. While Ottawa drowns in scandals and billion-dollar promises, Alberta's Premier Danielle Smith is saying what millions of Western Canadians are thinking. Enough is enough. This isn't just a recount crisis. It's a national trust crisis. And Alberta is pushing back, harder than ever. Words like independence and separation are back in everyday conversation. Not because Alberta wants to leave Canada, but because Carney's Canada doesn't feel like Canada anymore. What happened to liberty, prosperity, and fairness? Where's the equality when Alberta is bled dry to fund another province's inefficiencies? Alberta contributes. Ottawa squanders. Smith calls for autonomy. Carney calls it extremism. So, who's really out of touch? Carney's globalist mask is slipping, and Canadians are finally starting to see the face behind it. The man who smiled on Bay Street and nodded along with the WEF, his mask is slipping. You can see it in his eyes during press scrums, the unease, the panic. You can hear it in the stumbling excuses from Liberal MPs as they scramble to explain why their constituents are furious, why their ridings are back. In court, why campaign volunteers have suddenly gone quiet. This is not normal. This is not how a healthy democracy functions. Carney wanted to play the savior, but Canadians are realizing he's just another Trudeau in a different suit. Different hair, same mission, spend, divide, control, and the recounts? They're exposing everything. We're not talking about one rogue riding or a single ballot mistake. This is systemic. Ballots mailed to the wrong addresses, postal code mix-ups, voters registered in incorrect districts, mail-in ballots arriving late, but still counted, and somehow, every time, the Liberal Party benefits. Again and again. Look. At Windsor-Tecumseh, the Conservatives win, judge recounts. Irregularities found, but result stands by 4 votes. Just 4 votes between Carney and a full-blown revolt in Parliament, and let's be clear, this isn't conspiracy talk. These are facts being entered into the official record by judges across the country. So, if this is how the 2025 election was run, what really happened in 2021 or 2019, and where's the Governor General? The one person who's supposed to act when the foundation of democracy is cracking? Silent. Hiding behind protocol, waiting for someone else to step up. But here's the truth. The crown doesn't serve the government. It serves the people, and the people are speaking loudly. This government no longer speaks for them. Just one more overturned seat. And Carney's whole illusion comes crashing down. One more overturned seat, and Carney's weak minority turns into a full-blown crisis. The Governor General could dissolve Parliament, and honestly, that might be the only way to restore trust. Inside the Liberal Party, panic is setting in. Carney's support is crumbling. Even MPs from Quebec and Ontario are backing away. Voters want answers. Staffers want job security. Everyone sees the writing on the wall. Meanwhile, average Canadians are working 2 jobs, crushed by inflation and carbon taxes, and Carney's out here pitching a green dream no one can afford. People are fed up, and now, he's pushing Bill. C2, a so-called online safety bill that gives the government power to monitor, flag, and punish speech they don't like. Free speech? Gone. Transparency? Gone. Criticize the government, and you're on a list. This isn't leadership, it's control. This isn't Canada. This is authoritarian creep, and Pierre Poilievre is calling it out. Whether the media likes it or not, Pierre is rising. Every recount exposing liberal failure fuels his fire. Every overtaxed Canadian hears his message. Every parent watching schools become ideological battlegrounds is listening. He's not just leading the opposition, he's becoming the alternative. And when the next election comes, because at this point it's not if, it's when, Pierre will walk in with momentum, message, and the people's mandate. This division isn't coming from voters. It's coming from Carney. Canadians aren't trying to break the country apart. They've just been pushed to the edge by a government that won't listen, won't learn, and won't lead. Mark Carney didn't just inherit Trudeau's party, he inherited his arrogance, his censorship instincts, and his tone-deaf approach. The only difference? Trudeau smiled while doing it. Carney lectures. But Canadians aren't children to be managed by global bureaucrats. They're citizens, they're taxpayers, they're voters, and they're furious. The Liberal playbook is empty. The courts are moving. Alberta's fed up. Pierre is gaining ground. And Carney? He's stumbling from interview to interview, dodging, questions, blaming everyone but himself. One more recount. One more court decision. One more province saying, "We've had enough." And Carney's chapter in Canadian politics? It'll close faster than it opened. Canada is at a crossroads, not because of partisanship, but because of principle. A system that fails its people, a vote that miscounts, and a leader who spends without consent can't go unchallenged. This isn't left versus right, it's right versus wrong. And Canadians are choosing right. Carney's grip is slipping fast. Even the media can't spin this anymore. Recounts don't lie. Judges don't bend. And no polished headline can erase a one-vote margin. Rural Canadians are done being ignored. They're tired of carbon taxes, empty hospitals, and city-first policies. Carney may have won Bay Street, but he lost the rest of Canada. And Quebec? They're waiting. One more seat lost, and the bloc will move. This isn't leadership, it's collapse in real time. The bloc doesn't want stability, they want leverage. They've already backed recounts in ridings where Liberals look weak. If an election is called, Quebec becomes a battleground. Carney can't count on old alliances. To many, he looks more like a European banker than a Canadian leader. Young voters, they feel betrayed, crushed by rent, buried in debt, shut out of housing. They don't care about ESG buzzwords, they want results. And Carney's resume, it hasn't helped them at all. Many didn't vote, others voted blue, or simply voted against the system. This isn't just about recounts, it's about legitimacy. A government built on court rulings, miscounts, and public anger has no moral authority. Carney can speak, but who's still listening? Each day he clings to power. Canada's trust in democracy fades, and that's the real danger, real danger.